Hello, everybody. My name is Dry Banana Bread, and welcome back to Night Call. A We figured out that a lot of people like to murder people. We also figured out that people are no longer the height of what it is anymore. So yeah, apparently, like even though this is here, this doesn't matter. Bullet cases and everything. So we pick up a nurse who apparently killed somebody by accident. Not gonna hold it against you. Mistakes happen all the time. Arvis still has the three things, right? I haven't seen Pierre yet, nor have I seen Salim since the day of, right? Victim one equals molester never arrested. Okay, so he was a molester at one point in time, unless he defended a molester. So, like I was saying, like I still personally feel as if Claudia Campos is the person who's the suspect. Little by little, Paul Marie Fragno, which is the officer, I don't think he is the person doing so. I can tell in my mind and how I feel. Paul Marie can't be, to me personally, can't be the person because he doesn't have it in his heart to murder somebody because he sees the pain that murdering someone does. He carries the pain in which the victim's mother says to him when she's saying like it hurts not to hear the your daughter come home. So I can't see it to be him. So I to me honestly speaking he's not there. It's literally as of right now Claudia Campos and Herv. I met Celine one time. I haven't seen him since. And Pierre, I saw him once and that's about it. So I mean we're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna have to like let me just move this right here. They like he's the only one that gets this. They're the only two that gets this. So I'm gonna move this a little up because they're all the same height. He's the only one with the gun. This over here. This down. Oh, this up because he's the only homeless man. That's bullet case. Yeah, I can't be able to I would have to do it like it would have to naturally go by itself, so it can't be that. Do this. Give me a moment. Alright, so he was victim one molester never arrested. That's just on crime sees justice. Oh, I see that's why they lined that one up. Victim 2 killed in only spot without CCTV. Fought with victim 3. Stolen wallet. Okay. This up. Ty and Henry, what the fuck, man? Oh, so you get this. He gets this because saying that's this and this down, and move this down. I'm gonna speed this up. Don't worry about it. You don't have to worry. Like, all right, yeah, my board's clean. I'm gonna call it a night. Give me some few hours. I gotta pick up some fares. I gotta stop. Your phone rings and you jump. You're not used to hearing it. No one ever calls you. It must be Busette. Up. You pick up. Busette sounds irritated. There? Yeah, yeah. Listen, it's pauses. You suddenly hear a ruckus in the background. Probably noise of the set. Brusette raises her voice. Anyone got time? Hey guys. Anyone? Fuck, they're all Neanderthals here. Listen, it's early and I'm wiped out. So are you, I bet. Let's get straight to the point. You have for me. Calm and methodical voice, you start giving her the evidence you collected. You start first with the suspect, their connections to the victims and the rumors. Second suspect, and so on. A few minutes in, she lets out a whistle. Not bad at all. Seriously, you should have come give me a lesson to the zombies I work with. Long sigh. I have some good news for you. We checked the alibi of one of the suspects I gave you. As you listen to her, you turn the board and pull down the suspect she's referring to. It's gotta be someone else. Snickers. You know how lucky you are I'm doing your job for you, pal? Hey, enough chit chat. I gotta run. Call you in 2-3 days, okay? Good. Good. Good doggy. Fucking bitch. I'll call you in 3 days and you better have what I need to make a proper arrest. 3 days? The DA has fangs. Pretty sure he's gonna turn into a wolf at some point. She babbles on for a while. Her voice becomes softer, but just as sarcastic. That would explain his horrible breath. Okay, I'm out. Things up. You hold the handset and you're here for a while. You just have one thing in mind: sleeping, getting it all. Who gets taken down? All right, so it's not Pierre. Okay, so Pierre's gone. I'm not even worried about Pierre anymore. Okay, you wipe your hand on the entire face. It's over bed and lie down. The events of the day run through your head. Streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Your brain is running at full speed. Your body aches and you're in pain. You tell you need more to get more sleep. Glance at your investigation board. Your investigation is taking shape little by little. But only was said would give you a little more time. Shake your head and mind wanders for a second. It's closed. I'm about to fall asleep. You notice the taste in your tongue. Very salty, like soy sauce. A tad bitter. Very strong. It disappears as quickly as it came. Fall asleep. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Open one eye. Start whistling some song that's been in your head since you woke up, even though you don't know why. It's going to be a long night. Get up quickly. A few minutes later, you're outside your studio. Again with a non-bathing. Alright, so there's a couple witnesses. Good. Alright, Henry, I'm not picking you up. I need to get some, like, actual shit done. I'm gonna go to my first investigation. I know I should pick him up, but damn. The police archives look like any other building in Paris. No sign, no nothing to make it stand out, but there's where all the case files and criminal records are stored. You know the place well. For several months, you spent a lot of time with a woman who directs it. She's a regular passenger, falling upon you almost every night. First as you drive, and then you can see where the shape came across the street. You try to prevent your brain from going there, but it's a mind of its own. It's beautiful as ever. Get out the cab. Crosses over the sidewalk on the other side. Not gonna lie, I was surprised by your request. Lights up a cigarette. She still has that cold, distant look about her. But you know it's just a facade. You don't smoke anymore. You light up a cigarette. First wrath of nicotine and gas hits the lighter. Heaven. She runs her hand through her hair. Her wedding band shines under the street lamp. You're freezing. Listen, sure you know I'm not allowed to give you this kind of information. But if what you said is true, then you get the impression she's reaching for your side. Better do it. Her hand brushes over your wound. You think about her body, her habits, how she used to call you in the middle of the night. Fished around, and the first three victims were not part of the data leak. Shit. Shit indeed. That means the information about Besson, Bora, and Argentina one? Gorischer. Yep, that's it, Gorischer. It all came from someone who had access to the criminal records. That helped? You nod. Your Tabasco cigarette sprinkled into your pants. You attempt to smile. Yes, it's better than nothing. Moment of silence. Ella takes a drag of the cigarette while there's no tomorrow. Paces a bit to warm herself up. You should come over sometime. Do you think? You grin. You and Helene used to sleep together when things with her husband weren't so good. Yeah, why not? Let me just finish all this. Yes, of course. Give me a call when it's all over. He looks you deep in your eyes. You look down. Hands are shaking. One last smile, she puts out the cigarette. You do the same. Gotta run. Need a taxi? Very the kind of you, but Bruno's coming to pick me up in a little while. Good luck. He reaches out you affectionately, then stops. You decide to cross the street to put some distance between you and her as quickly as possible. When you get in your cab, you hear her saying something. She yells across the street. Also, you should stop smoking. It's bad for your health. You wave as she goes back into the archives. Get back in your cab, roll your hands together, get back to your shift. You see, I'm happy I picked him up. Happy I went here. That was very, very useful information. My man Henry be on the move. Get some more information. The more information, the better. That's what I think. I think if I can get more and more information, I think this can pan out, and then I can go from there. I don't need gas. I make sure I don't need gas. You leave your taxi behind the building and walk towards the Lax Fittings building. Charles Burger Fitter was killed in the parking garage. Large metal garage door is firmly closed. You look for another entrance. You walk around the back of the building and look at various entrances. The main one, the garage door, and the maintenance door for the trash cans. Maintenance door. You've barely taken a step when a voice calls out to you. Hey, what are you doing? This is private property. Turn around and see a rather elderly man, probably in the concierge. I said it right. He shines a flashlight in your direction. I'm lost. Lost? You think I'm a fucking idiot? Go, get on out of here. I'm calling the cops. Leave the lobby. The concierge follows you and checks to make sure the door is firmly shut behind you. If I see you lurking around again, I'm calling the cops. Make your way back to the cab. Glance back at the building. Furious concierge is gone. You settle in behind the wheel and take a short breath. I fucked that up, didn't I? Shit. Damn it. Do it so well. I'm going to pick up this woman. She's the closest. And then eventually, you let out a yawn and you shake your head, hoping the night it might shake off the weariness away. Well, it's not so bad. Your passenger's alone and waiting for you on the sidewalk. He gets in the cabs and whispers, Perva, hello. He has no handbag or suitcase. Just has a small handmade sign with an Indian name printed on it. Charles de Gaulle, please. He's young, with a soft and slight accent. Face shows no emotion. Her fingers play with a small gold chain around her neck. It is the only piece of jewelry she has on. He drives, glancing back at her from time to time. Her head seems to be elsewhere. Everything alright, miss? She nods her head gently, cracking a tiny smile. It's really early. The first planes to come are in the worst. Everyone is exhausted and half asleep. Yeah, exactly, and besides, I must confess, I really don't want to go there. A tiny smile lights up her face for a split second before disappearing. Family? My future husband. Well, future. Never even met him. Her accent suddenly becomes stronger. You know this habit well. Just before confiding in you, passengers tend to relax their natural accent. Sure, he's a great guy, they say here. Sadness appears in her voice, but I don't know him at all. My parents chose him. It's crazy, isn't it? Shocked? A sad smile washes briefly over her face. Tradition. At least it used to be. My parents are a bit old school, even by current standards in India. I choose to study here and not in England like my sisters. Flashes a smile. Fell in love with Paris and decided to stay. I almost never go home. Actually, this is my home now. Anyway, my parents insist I meet him. I decided not to make a trip, saying he had a meeting as a pretext. Say nothing. It's understandable from their perspective. I mean, it worked for them, right? You sense something bubbling up, anger, before she freezes. Some people refuse to let their emotions out. She slowly regains control of her body. What day trips would you recommend outside of Paris? Nearby? She nods. Versailles, of course. It's really beautiful. Definitely worth it. Her face lights up. Ah, yes, perfect. I'm sure he'll like that. Or there's the Fontainebleau. There's a huge park, very wild if he likes hiking. I don't really know. She smiles shyly. You prefer to say nothing. The airport is not much farther. Something about the young woman makes you feel uncomfortable. She looks as if she's about to scream, but is holding it in. Time passes and silence fills the cab. Which terminal? The question startles her. Terminal C. 2C, I think. It's supposed to be a nice day out today. Smile comes across her face and quickly disappears. Yeah, hope so. Thank you. Park your car in front of Terminal 2C. Passenger grabs the sign and exits the cab. He pauses for a second as she's usually about to say something. Disappears. A $6 tip? Let's go. Talking about. Alright. Alright. I'm getting no new information about anybody. Let's get to her. Let's see what she's literally. Okay, whatever. That can actually put me to someone else. That's fine. A beautiful woman climbs into a cab. There's something sensual and comforting about her. No, I just missed it, but don't worry, I'm taking a cab. Anyhow, I just wanted you to know. For a minute, you think she's talking to her, but she leans over and whispers her the address. I think he really enjoyed it today. As you start the cab, you notice her hands-free headset practically hidden by her thick head of hair. Okay. I'll massage his feet tomorrow and I'll let you do the rest. A small laugh escapes her. Or the other way around, sure. And cruise is nowhere to feel a little awkward at first or uncomfortable. I mean, not knowing what to do. But you'll see. A couple more days and you'll get the hang of it. Anyhow, you should go to bed now. You need to keep up your strength. She stops talking. Her phone call is over. She catches your eye in the rearview mirror and bursts out laughing. You look shocked. Oh, not at all. Say nothing. Passenger crosses her legs and gives you a playful pout. You're just like any other guy, imagining all kinds of 30 things, of course. Like I'm on my way from home from a threesome. Something really hot. Mischievous glimmer in her eyes, then she suddenly vanishes. Sorry to disappoint you, but the truth is a bit more depressing. Actually, I was at my son's house. I've been taking care of him since his accident. I'm a nurse. Look. He probably was really stupid. He was supposed to meet his father for a rugby match. He was in a hurry. He tried to pass the truck, and right as he was leaving the highway, the driver didn't see him. Voice trails off. I don't know how he managed it to die on the spot. A smile of dry amusement flickers across your passenger's face. Anyway, he's been in a coma for weeks now. Just like me. Grade 2. Not a total vegetable, but not all hearthy either. So I had to move him to his place because I was taking care of him now. Bruce? His fiance. Lovely girl. The passenger puts her hand in her mouth and smothers a giggle. Totally inhibited, but sweet. Very religious. She prays in Spanish at his bedside every night. They've been going out for 2 years now, and I still don't think they've... She blushes. Well, you know. A brief silence, you find yourself trying to think of something to say. How are you holding up? The manager doesn't know the right way. You're afraid you've embarrassed her, but her face looks relaxed. I work in palliative care, you know? I spent the last 8 years of my life taking care of people who are going to die. The only question worth asking is, how long before they die? It keeps things in perspective. In my son's case, there's still hope, and at least I can help. I mean, I know how to do it anyhow. For one thing, there's the day-to-day stuff. Nails, hair, beard. It all grows like crazy. A lot of maintenance, like a gardener. Then for the teeth, we have to brush them every now and then. Because believe me, if Tatooine wakes up looking and smelling like he will a werewolf, you'll never hear the end of it. A smile escapes you. Your passenger sees the rearview mirror and is clearly pleased. But the biggest risk is not being able to move. Bodies are meant to move. You know? It's hard to believe that our alarm clocks go off, but it's true. Our blood circulation stops working correctly. Our skin gets cold, loses all elasticity. We have to massage them as often as we can. And there's the bed sores. You know what bed sores are? No, I don't know. I'll say no, but I know what they are. They're when you get like very, very bad sores when people are in coma. That's the term when we use to put cream on them to make sure nothing happens. It happens when your skin is the way your body is too much for it and it splits open into two. Like a Dead Sea. Or in the Red Sea, I should say. In the hospital, there are a lot of patients who are still conscious who have bed sores. Their bodies are racked with pain. It's not like it's like being skinned alive. The worst part about it is we have to change their bandages twice a day. The badger stutters briefly. What I mean is, I'm glad Tutuan isn't conscious. But hey, that's enough of my sob story. Let me tell you something funny instead. Earlier tonight when Cruz and I were watching Tutuan, not exactly a pleasure cruise. My son is well over 6 feet tall, and Cruz is a cross between a matchstick and a Q-tip. So I managed the best I could, rolling him into one side and then the other. She was trying to help, though. The truth is, I'm hard for her to take. I mean, it's all new to her. It can't be that much fun. I skipped it, damn it. And we all just rolled into him back and back onto his back. Guess what? He got an enormous erection. That's right. A big old hard on. Word. First she turned bright red and then she pulled the sheet up over him as fast as she could. The passenger marked a short pause and emphasized was coming. But it looked even worse. Just like Casper the ghost. Feels a warm laugh to fill the air. For a moment you were happy as if the weight had been lifted. You pull the address she had given you. You stop the cab and she hands you the fare. Thanks for the conversation. The ride went by really fast. She reaches for the door, then stops, and you can sense she's really on edge. It's good to be able to talk. Pretty unusual in Paris to meet someone so warm. Night. Slight nod, like a promise. You too. Good luck tonight. He shuts the door carefully, then walks away. Your eye follows her as she climbs in the steps of the door of the building. Remember later, she's gone. Feel something surfacing, dark thoughts, pictures, memories. That's what she's talking about. You notice the newspaper in the backseat your passenger must have left behind one before. Grab it and put it away. Could come in handy. Turn on the ignition and you drive away. I got a tip out of that. That's fine. I will say I have to make some type of progress because I am making full fucking progress. This douchey McDouchebag. Read the newspaper. You pull out the newspaper out of your glove compartment and start leafing through it. Eventually something grabs your eye. It's a quite involved article about the infamous police leaks affair. Who, why, and how the all confidential data was released to the public. The Justice Department is now looking for corrupt and violent cops who are known to be out of line. Concerned associates applaud with how transparent they're being. Yet the more you read, the more you get the impression that the journalist does not agree with their methods. You turn the page and stop. You read about a third of the newspaper. Keep reading. You stop reading and go back to a few pages. You thought you saw something. The short article mentioning the strike led by a handful of employees of Confidences du Maris, a luxury candy brand. The employees demand better wages. The owners, the Grupo Diamante, are threatening to relocate their factories abroad. You only have a third left to read. Keep reading. I'm already here. As soon as you get to the page, you stop. Your instinct tells you to look at. The sensationalist article about the third victim, Simon Borodisci. He is thought to have escaped Argentina in the 1980s because he was a member of the Process, the military dictatorship that had been in power. Pretty important information in your opinion. You shut the paper and end in the trash tonight. You remember there's otherwise you'll spend the rest of the days in the glove department. Alright. I can get one more ride, and I gotta make this ride work. I gotta make this ride. I haven't seen Claudia in a while. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up this guy because maybe this guy was in Argentina, and if he was, it could help me out. Because if he's in Argentina, that would definitely help me out. This looks like a homeless man. Busan, taxi. You recognize the passenger getting in your cab, an American guy who works for the CIA. Tells in the back seat, his clothes reek of alcohol. You recognize the deep, mild voice, the silent American accent, the stories too. He's a funny guy, this one, both reassuring and disturbing. He gives you an address with a heavy sigh. You start the cab. Looks like I made a mess of things again. He slumps back into his seat a little as if he had been knocked on the head. I've been overdoing it a little lately. Doctors tell me I need to lay off the booze or I won't make it through another year. His hands fluttered nervously in the air. I was speaking Spanish all day. Got a splitting headache. My buddy from Cuba and me were at this meeting, went on forever. Nothing, let him talk. Gives you a strange size, a far away look in his eyes. Should have kept Cuba. Kept Cuba. Yeah, like 100 years ago, it belonged to the good old US of A. Did you know? I mean, it wasn't exactly ours, but it sort of was ours. You know what I mean? Give a nod. We helped them gain independence, gave them a lot of help, and the fact, military, boats. Those were the good old days. Sudden bellow of laughter gives you quite a start. I bet you didn't even know that all the American mafioso moved there. Mafioso? Yeah, the Italians, you know what I mean? Like in the movies, Don Corleone and all that. Bova Nostra had the casinos there in the 50s. You know, you can go there for a weekend, fat wads of cash, changing hands and all. 1940s, boy. They sure were the good old days. The entire decade was. I'm not taking it from personal experience, of course. Now, don't get me wrong, I wasn't even born back then. Gives me a little wink. When I first joined the company, the old timers, that's all they ever talked about. Good old days, the suits, the big cars. How they get back to Miami on Monday mornings, go straight to the office. I missed out on all that. His eyes half closed and his voice in the thick of emotion. But today, that's a thing of the past now. Today we make plans and preparations. We produce statistics and spreadsheets. Staring at you intently. That scared the shit out of me. We take turns. My turn one day, your turn's the next. It's not the same anymore. You have to change with the times. Or retire with and blow all your savings on booze. What exactly do you do? Finger itches. I'm a government facilitator. Marketing? In some ways, yes. I help people make the right choices by getting rid of the competition. I pressed A. Believe me, this is coming from an American. Nobody likes competition. Competition is just a way of getting people all worked up. Keeps them busy. Control is what they're really all about. He taps you on the shoulder. Last stop, amigo. You pull over and the street is dark and lifeless, perfectly quiet. See that little side street over there? Nod yes. That's the best part in Paris is on it. Run by Venezuelans. The owner could have been a finance minister, you know? But instead, he runs the best joint in town. And all because the CIA prefers meetings and spreadsheets. Tough luck for the Venezuelans and so much better for me. His roaring laughter nearly pierces the eardrum and gets out the cab and shakes your hand, handing you a fare and then some. Your eyes follow from his bulky form across the street and it turns into a dark alleyway. Sit there for a minute, somewhat confused. He's a strange one. Not all that unpleasant, really, and yet utterly vile. Put up the cab. Time to go home. Time it is. Time to go home. 5 in the morning. Go home. I'm near my house. You know now more about your client. Okay. Beating her. How do I lose $97? How did I lose money? ridiculous. How are you taking cuts? I didn't even make no money. Take a few minutes to update your board with new clues. Bus goes by, making the walls shake. You sigh and you get to work. But there's nothing new added. I fucked up this whole day. I think it's her. I don't want it to be her, but I think it's her. I have to meet her a few more times to make this official. I have to. There's no way about it. I have to go pick him up. I need money, but if I don't get money, I'm going to get fired. But I have to pick him up. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. Slide into the open sofa bed. I usually would finish it. And actually, I will. So, thank you all for watching. We're going to pick this right up when we come back in. We have 2 days left, apparently, in this case. So, enjoy the next 2 episodes. If not, I might make the next episode one big one, depending how long it goes. So, I can't wait to see you all there. So, thank you all for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.